Namaste Loves, Darcy here, and we are still exploring the 8 limbs of the yoga path. And we've been observing the third and the fourth limb, which are probably the most well-known limbs in the Western part of our world, in our culture. And so the third limb is Asana, which stands for posture, the physical postures of our practice that we work on in our classes. And then the fourth limb is Pranayama, which is breath work. So both of those are very familiar. But as we've been exploring the 8 limbs, we've been opening our eyes to how much more there is to yoga than just our postures we do in class and our breathing exercises. I love this quote about asana. The study of asana is not about mastering posture. It is about using posture to understand and transform yourself. So what we talk about in yoga is we don't use our bodies to get into the posture. We take each posture on its own and use it to go deep into our bodies, a journey within, and exploring all of the layers and depths of our being. And so asana is much more than just getting into a yoga posture, holding it, and coming out. There's a lot more that goes into it. And so we've been really breaking down the anatomy and the alignment and all the layers of postures in the last couple of days of our classes. And pranayama, the fourth limb, is learning how to breathe again. We only use a very small portion of our lungs, and a lot of us throughout the day practice chest breathing unconsciously. We don't use the diaphragm properly, and we don't breathe into the full capacity of our lungs. And so in pranayama exercises, there are a variety that help bring more prana. Prana means life force, our vital energy. It allows more prana to come into our system and cleanse and nourish every cell of our being. And so we've been exploring lots of different techniques to help open up both hemispheres of the brain, to help open up the lungs, to allow the diaphragm to fully function. And we've also been working on really getting to know our breath and building that intimate relationship with our unique rhythm. And so take a moment to close your eyes, sit up tall, and count how many seconds your breath is. Without rushing it, let it be an organic, let the breath flow freely. Are you in a 2 or 3 second range? Maybe you're 4 or 5. Some of you may be a 9 or a 10. Those of you that have been practicing pranayama for a long time and have really tapped into your full potential in your lungs and your respiratory system. But take a moment to see where you're at, and then see if your inhale and your exhale meet, if they are the same length or if one is longer than the other. And see if they are different, if you could bring a little bit of symmetry to your inhale and your exhale. And that is your unique rhythm that you would carry with you both on and off of the mat. Pranayama also reminds us to never take one breath for granted. We are allotted a certain amount of breaths in our lifetime, and we don't know when our last breath is going to be. And pranayama teaches us to take full advantage of this beautifully designed and magnificent respiratory system and to use it to detoxify us and cleanse us, and never to take advantage of one breath, just treating each one as a very special gift from the divine. And I'm going to close with a quote about pranayama. This is Panache Deze. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Your breath is the bridge that leads you into the vibrational dimension of your being. When things get challenging, stop, slow down, and breathe. And so I encourage all of you today as you move through this day to slow down and breathe. Breathe deeply, breathe fully. Breathe in this pranic energy, this life force that we all share. And we will be moving on to the fifth limb, Pratyahara. I think it's the fifth limb. Yeah. And so I will see you on the mat, and we hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.